cheering loud, with pride we claim our team, our pride, Atlanta's flame. Every move, boy, it's our turn. The city's legacy forever intertwined in the dome, where the birds of praise soar. Every victory the fans implore. Under those lights, they chase that glory and seek that shine. Hearts beat to the rhythm of time. I want that wind, boy, with all this rhyme, but it can't slip away. Ain't a team that can claim our space. Hey, under those lights, they chase that glory, seek that shine. Heartbeat to the rhythm of time. I want that wind, boy, with all this grind, but it can't slip away. Ain't a team that can claim our space, 'cause it's all about local business. We ain't come play around with you, we about to act a whole fool with you, 'cause we all about that local business. 'Cause we all about that local business. To light, to melt and be time. No clear prison door. Come before they chase that glory. Chris flavor piece of meat. Let that goes away.
What is going on, fam? It's your boy Marcus Washington. You're on the Mark, where we talk everything Falcons football, man. Trying to get my setup straight over here. I don't know how it sounds on y'all end. Hold on for a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. All right. All right, trying to get my groove on over here. All right, it's been a minute for y'all, boy, for your boy, man. Whole setup messed up over here. Anyway, man, we are back. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? So we finally got the verdict on what we were going to be penalized, man. And I've been Falcon Crip walking on these haters the last 2 or 3 days, laughing at them. They thought we were going to get severely punished. And we didn't. Fam, you know I told y'all a couple months back, man, I don't give a damn what we get fined. We got our quarterback. That's all that mattered to me. And I figured they weren't going to stick it to us that hard anyway, man. I was like, this might be a late rounder, man. You know, whatever the case may be. Who gives a damn? Who cares? Hold on for a second. All right. Let me do this. I damn sure don't need to have that popping up. All right. So what I want to do is we're going to get in depth with what we got penalized. Then I'm going to focus on one hater in the media. You know, guys going to always hate. This ain't going to be a long live, fam, because I got other stuff coming down the pike. But what I am going to do, though, hold on, let me set it up. What I am going to do is let our resident Falcon fan, Smitty, Mr. 10K, I'm going to let him explain what happened.
Hey, what's going on, NFL fans and I don't know, Falcon fans? This your boy, Antoine Smitty Sports Machine. Y'all know I get down, man. Y'all know how I do it. Press that subscribe button. Also, press that notification bell to get my videos. As soon as I drop them, man, press that like button. Help me get my recommendations up to get my videos through the YouTube universe. Gonna appreciate y'all as always. Well, the time has come, man. A lot of Falcons have found out what their penalty is gonna be for tampering with Kirk Cousins. And not only Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, and Charlie Warner. So it wasn't significant as I thought it was going to be. It's going to be a 5th round pick. And we're going to talk about it right quick. And Adam Schefter left a tweet up to give us the thoughts. Said the NFL ruled the Falcons had improper contact with prospective unrestricted free agent Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, and Charlie Warner during a 2-day negotiating period prior to the start of the 2024 league year. Now, common sense would tell your ass, if they got rules in place for a reason, why would you do it? And like I said, Arthur Blank really told on the Falcons when he said, whatever the penalties are, we just have to deal with them. And when somebody said that, they're guilty. But they got away, to me, luckily, they got away scot-free.
Hey, man, listen. Shout out to Arthur Blank, man. Man, listen. Atlanta was breaking protocol from jump. From jump, fam. We knew they was breaking protocol, fam. We knew it, right? Who cares, though? You go get your guy. That's what you do, fam. And Atlanta, listen, Atlanta's not the first, and they certainly won't be the last team to tamper. They're not. They went after their guy. I'm not going to take a victory lap, but I told y'all in the middle of the season what I would be doing if I was Terry Fontenot. When Kirk Cousins got out, I told y'all then I would be kicking the tires. Then. Not at the end of the season. No. We hollering at your boy. Fresh into the damn injury. How they gonna look? How they gonna look in the offseason? You gonna be able to make a recovery? Word? We gonna come out at you.
They only have to forfeit a 5th round pick in 2025, pay a $250,000 fine, and Terry Fontenot also has to pay a $50,000 fine. So there's $300,000, and that is, to me, getting away scot-free.
This is an equivalent to a slap on the pinky. This ain't even a slap on the wrist. This is a slap on the pinky. Fam, a 5th round pick? Really? A 5th round pick? Really? $250,000 for the organization? Really? They gonna tap Terry's pockets $50,000. Family, I guarantee you. The minute they tap Terry Fontenot's pockets, Arthur Blank gonna put that $50,000 right back in his pockets, fam. This is a slap on the pinky. And you got folks mad about this. You got other fan base, man, they tap, man, shut your ass up.
It says while the policy permits clubs to engage and negotiate all the aspects of an NFL player contract with a certified agent of any prospective unrestricted free agent during the 2-day negotiating period, and they're talking about negotiating, not taking a step further and writing out a contract. Any direct contact between the player and the employee or the representative of the club is prohibited, which means they can talk to anybody outside of the organization. They can talk to the usher. They can talk to the people that work at the food stand. They can't talk to nobody in the front office or anybody associated with them. That includes the trainers and all. So it says this includes discussion of travel arrangements or other logistical matters which clubs acknowledge took place with regard to these players. And y'all know it's true, because what were we talking about even before Kirk Cousins got here? He's selling his home in Minnesota. He's looking for a house in Atlanta, which he really probably already had one, or he had an idea because his wife is from the area. So he visited Atlanta frequently. So, I mean, this is probably something that's been talked about not only this year, but in the past, because, you know, retirement is slowly creeping up on Kirk.
Now, let me say this. There have been times when this has happened, you know, where a player will put his house up for sale, but to be looking for school. I mean, we saw this with Tom Brady, though. You know, Tom Brady was looking at houses in Tampa before he touched down here. You know, so this stuff happens. You know, so, but we all knew. But I was like, so what? He here. I don't give a damn what the fine gonna be. I don't give a damn. A 5th round pick, bro? Really? Really? A 5th rounder? Any Falcon fan complained about this 5th rounder. Me and you got to talk. A 5th rounder, bro. Half the people don't even watch the draft into the 5th round. Let's just keep it a buck. Half of us don't even watch that shit past the 5th round, bro. So what y'all talking about? A backup corner in the 5th round? Y'all ain't going to get nothing big in the 5th round. And no, brother, Fine is a joke. The Fine is a joke. The Fine is an absolute joke, fam. The Fine is a joke. So shout out to Smitty, man. Y'all go subscribe to Smitty. He don't need any more subscribers, man. He's got 10K, but you know, go go support Smitty anyway, fam. But I told y'all, it wasn't gonna be crazy. Even if we lost the first, who cares? I didn't care about the fine or the draft pick. And neither did Terry, neither did Arthur Blank. All they cared about was going to get their guy, which they got him. So they knew ahead of time, man, whatever the fine gonna be, so what? This a slap on the pinky, fam. On the pinky. That's it. There's nothing big about this whatsoever. But you know, you got haters out here, man. You got haters out here. Don't want to see you do good. You know, it's always about them. Hold on, let me make sure I got this off. All right, so I'm family, I swear to y'all, I'm not gonna be on here that long. I just popped up real quick to laugh at these folks and get the hell on. So we got your boy, Mike Florio. Let's just go ahead and play it.
I believe that what's gotten me here to this point will serve me well up ahead. And you don't do it alone. And you got to do it with the people around you. And again, that's why when you get here and you look around, you think, boy, there's great people here. And it's not just the football team. I mean, I'm looking at the support staff, yesterday, calling our head athletic trainer, talking to our head of PR. I'm thinking we got good people here. And that's exciting to be a part of.
What's going on, Matty?
That was just one of the ways Kirk Cousins admitted that there was improper contact between the Falcons and him during the 52-hour negotiating window. He spoke to the head athletic trainer on Tuesday, smack dab in the middle of that window. He would later say in his introductory press conference, held just a few hours after the window opened on him being able to talk directly to members of the organization. He had spoken with Director of Player Personnel Ryan Pace, the former GM of the Bears, and Cousins also said that Kyle Pitts, the Falcons tight end, had been actively recruiting him for multiple weeks, and that Cousins got involved during the negotiating window.
Man, let me stop this right here. This man talking about Michael Pitt. about Kyle Pitts. Like Cordell Patterson wasn't out here on full campaign mode on with every player that was talking about they had an issue with their contract. Man, Cordell Patterson was campaigning. So what? Kyle Pitts said, "Hey man, come on. Kyle Pitts needs a damn quarterback. Why wouldn't he tell him to come on?"
In the recruitment of Darnell Mooney to the Falcons. So while Cousins was at a point where they couldn't even talk directly to him, somebody had gotten the message to him that he should try to call Darnell Mooney to get him to go to the Falcons at a time when the Falcons weren't allowed to talk to Darnell Mooney. I mean, it was tampering within tampering, and the end result was
we got both of these guys. Checkmate.
After some reporting that created the impression it was going to be a lot worse, the end result for the Falcons, a 5th-round pick in 2025, a $250,000 fine, and a $50,000 fine for general manager Terry Fontenot. The league downplayed this by finding that there was tampering with 3 guys, Cousins, Mooney, and Charlie Werner, former 49ers tight end, insofar as they had discussions about travel arrangements and other logistics. Now, that's clearly a violation, but the league downplays it by saying it happened during the negotiating window after they had agreed to terms. I don't see anything in the rule that makes an exception for that, but that is why, according to the NFL, the Falcons got a slap on the wrist. Not
Florio, your guy here now. He's here. I know sometimes breakups are hard. I know it. Sometimes breakups are hard. But you have to learn to let go. He's here now. He's here. So what? We talked to him while y'all was still in a relationship. So what? He was ready to leave. You wasn't treating him right. He was giving you all he had. You wasn't treating him right. So we came in and said, hey, we'll do you better, baby. We'll do you better. We'll give you what you want. We'll give you money. We'll give you what you want. As soon as we got him here, we went and got another toy. Let's continue.
because Rich McKay is plugged in politically at the league office and he's the chair of the competition committee. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with, issues that get some teams favorable treatment and get other teams like the Patriots investigated aggressively with a 250-page report.
Stop. Please stop. Do not mention anything about the damn Patriots. My guy. The Patriots have been caught cheating not once, but twice. What we did is nothing compared to what the Patriots did. Bro, the Patriots had guys in stadiums recording the other teams, fam. Deflategate, y'all remember that? Come on, dog. Come on. Don't go out like this, dog. Mike, don't do this, dog. Don't do this. Don't do this, man.
And the investigation works backward to prove where they want to be at the end of the day. No, not that. The Falcons got, for the second time in less than 10 years, they got a slap on the wrist for something that felt a lot more substantial, Shireen, than the punishment would suggest.
It was a slap on the wrist, Mike, and I expected far stronger punishment than what they received. I mean, I know they were breathing a sigh of relief to get that. I mean, that is nothing. Let's be honest about it. It's nothing.
Man, listen, we were smoking on that Florio pack. When we got this announcement, we were smoking on that Viking and that Florio pack. That's what we was doing. What did y'all expect? We were going to lose a first round pick? Really? Really?
And Mike, you did all this reporting, and I know you're going to talk a little bit about it, but one thing I found interesting was the clip we saw talked about him calling trainers and the PR staff, but originally he used the word meeting, and the NFL mentions nothing about looking at video. So I am interested if they reviewed video to make sure he didn't show up at the team facility the day before he was supposed to be there, whether he did or didn't. They never mentioned anything about reviewing video. They said phone calls and transcripts of press conference and other things, but they never mentioned specifically video in there. So I am interested if he was at the team facility the day before. But regardless, I mean, Kirk Cousins brought all this up and lays it out there for you that they absolutely 100%, you can't argue otherwise, tampered.
I all along was going to be very curious to see how thorough the investigation was, because that points to what the punishment is going to be. If you just accept their explanation and don't challenge it, think of what the league did to the Patriots for Deflategate. Think of how detailed that was. And it was almost like an interrogation.
Bruh, you cannot compare Deflategate with this. You just simply can't. Here's why you can't. Deflategate actually affected a fucking playoff game. That affected a game. Fam, a game. That's what that affected. This didn't affect shit. This was an off-season move. So why would you write a 250-page report on this? And to be honest, had your boy Kirk Cousins kept his goddamn mouth shut, we wouldn't even be talking about this. But he let it slip in the press conference. So the fuck what? You talking about an off-season move. The guy was coming here anyway, fam. Let's just keep it a buck. He was leaving Minnesota. Minnesota did not want to give him all that guaranteed money. They said this at the beginning of last season. So what are we talking about? He was gone anyway. So what? We talked to him a couple of days, weeks, months early. So what? He was gone. But you want to try to compare this to Duff? I'm gonna hear him out.
A prosecution. They didn't take anything the Patriots said at face value. Now, the Patriots were repeat offenders. More on that in a second, because the Falcons are too. But as it relates to this, I asked them specifically, and this was in the two statements, because we're going to talk about the Eagles in a second. The Eagles' non-punishment was announced yesterday, and the Falcons' punishment was. In the Eagles statement, the NFL specifically said what they did as part of their investigation. The Falcons statement didn't say that. So I initially asked the league for somebody I could interview about the Falcons investigation. And of course, the answer was no. So much for being available to the media every single day. I think somebody fairly high up in the chain of command said that at one point. I'm available to the media I think somebody said that at some point in time. I'm available to the media every single day. Well, nobody was available to me yesterday to answer questions about what the Falcons investigation.
My guy, you're Mike Florio. Really? You think you a GM, right? You Mike Florio now. You sitting there with a mic just like me. Here's the crazy part about Mike Florio. Mike Florio, before Kirk Cousins even got on that podium and snitched on himself, Mike Florio himself said Kirk Cousins was coming to the Falcons. This was before Kirk Cousins said, hey, I've been talking to these guys for a minute. Mike Florio himself said this. Everybody knew, fam. So the NFL probably looked at it like, listen, everybody knew there were two teams Kirk Cousins was probably going to. Mainly was going to the Falcons. Everybody knew this. When the news broke that Minnesota wasn't trying to match that contract. And the Falcons, because remember, Falcons played a shell game. Justin Fields was the talk of the town. I don't know how that got out, but the Falcons then came back the next day. Nope, not interested. We're head over heels in with Kirk Cousins. And Mike Florio himself, well, I'm hearing things that Kirk Cousins could be going to Atlanta. So Mike, why you mad? Because he came out and said, yeah, I was talking to him way before all this. Now you mad? Man, stop.
Did or didn't consist of. So I asked them, here's the question. I asked them 5 different questions about the Falcons investigation. I said, The Eagles statement specifies the investigative steps. The Falcons statement does not. What was done to prove the Falcons violation? The answer was this. The NFL reviewed phone logs, text messages, and other documents, including transcripts of press conferences, and also conducted interviews with relevant personnel. So no mention of any video. And it's one thing to look at the transcript. It's another thing to watch. I think there's value, and I've seen this time and again. Reading the words on paper and watching the delivery are two different things. And I think if you watch the Cousins press conference, when he starts to say met with and stops himself and says talk to, that's enough. If you're somebody who is trying to get to the truth and understands that the person who's accused of wrongdoing, that the organization accused of wrongdoing is going to circle the wagons and try to hide the truth, that's one of the things you definitely want to know. You want to explore whether or not there was a meeting. And look, they're trying to downplay this as travel arrangements and other logistical matters. You're not talking to the athletic trainer for travel arrangements. You're not talking to Ryan Pace for travel arrangements. So I believe that there was more there. And absent full transparency from the league on what the investigation did and didn't consist of, they can't convince me they didn't just cover this all up.
This man talking about full transparency from the NFL. Full transparency from the NFL. My guy, do you understand what league you're covering? They're never going to be fully transparent. Never. But you want full transparency on this issue? To me, this is a non-issue. We got to find something. We lost a draft pick. Moving along. I mean, what did Florio want to happen? Did he want the deal to be reversed and Kirk Cousins given back to the Vikings? Like, is this like what did he expect, bro? What did he expect?
Up and slap the Falcons on the wrist and move on. Whatever the reason. Whether it's because the Falcons have most favored nation status
Maddie.
because of Rich McKay's juice at 345 as chair of the competition committee, whatever the case may be, I reject as insufficient and incomplete and not transparent the NFL's explanation on all of this, Shereen.
Well, Mike, and if you're talking about reading a transcript, was it a team transcript? Because if it was a team transcript, there's we've seen enough of these team transcripts to know that not everything is in a transcript. So was that part even in the transcript? It may not have been. I mean, you and I have done this a really long time, and teams cut out parts of transcripts all the time. We see it every single day.
Oh, you're right. And when somebody misspeaks and corrects himself and keeps going, that's the easiest thing in the world to justify leaving out. There's no reason to put it in there. He changed his word and he moved on to something else. He started to say meeting with and he stopped and he went to talking to. So again, how aggressively are you investigating? And my broader point is this, because the big takeaway is, hey, it's open season for tampering. You tamper with 3 guys and you give up a 5th-round pick and a $250,000 fine. I had a general manager from another.
Bro, stop. You know these guys do tampering way before the tampering, the period of tampering begins. You already know this. When they go look at the rookies, they tamper. All teams do this. So for Florio to act like there's some moral code between these GMs, this man is tweaking. All these GMs tamper. All of them. The only difference is Kirk Cousins told on himself. That's it. All these GMs tamper. Every family. Why do you think when the tampering period is lifted, you start hearing deals? It lifts at 12 p.m. You start seeing deals at 12:04. So you mean to tell me from 12 o'clock to 12:04, they worked out a deal in 4 minutes? You really want to believe that? Fam, they tamper way before the tampering period starts. These are facts. So for him to sit here like he's shocked is fake. Fam, this is fake anger right here. How many family help me out with this? This year, the clock struck 12. Bro, there were like 6 deals by 12:15. There were like 6. So you mean tell me these teams wasn't talking at all? At all. And I'm talking about deals with details. How you figure that out in 15 minutes, bruh? These folks be talking to each other.
Another team tell me yesterday, if I can land the top quarterback in free agency for
Greg.
a 5th round pick and $250K, I'll sign up for that any day. But here's the reality. It's not the same punishment for everyone. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The inherent inconsistency in the punishment that some get and the punishment that others get. And here's the best example, Shireen. I mentioned this earlier. The Falcons are repeat offenders. The Falcons cheated in 2015. They were busted for using fake crowd noise. Busted. And you know what their punishment was?
Bro, how was that cheating? How was that cheating? We lost some of those games. So the crowd noise didn't even help. It was actually sad that we had to pump crowd noise into the fucking stadium. That was actually embarrassing. He's calling it cheating. That was embarrassing. We still lost those games, so apparently the cheating didn't even fucking work. But now he wants to mention crowd noise? Like that gave us an advantage in games we were losing.
5th round pick and a $350,000 fine. Oh, and Rich McKay was suspended from the competition committee for 3 months starting April 1, when what really happens in those 3 months anyway. The big months for the competition committee are February and March. By April, they're done for the year. So that was the punishment for using fake crowd noise. What are you doing when you're using fake crowd noise? You are trying to cheat. You are trying to make it harder for the opposing offense to operate in your stadium.
Mike, it didn't work. It did not work. I hate to break the news to you, bro. It didn't work. It didn't. Teams were still coming in here serving us.
5th round pick. This time around, tampering with 3 guys, 5th round pick. In the interim, the 49ers had a $75,000 clerical error in their salary cap accounting that the league said had no competitive impact whatsoever. And they lost a 5th round pick. And they had their 4th round pick this year downgraded by 4 spots. So the 49ers, for a clerical error involving $75,000 and no competitive impact, got worse from draft pick standpoint.
Hey, you talking about people's paper, fam? And I don't believe that was 49ers' first offense.
Than the Falcons did when they used fake crowd noise or when they tampered with 3 guys with this nothing to see here, downplaying its only travel arrangements nonsense that the league is trying to get us to accept. It just shows you, no, be careful. Don't just assume that this is the punishment. If you do it, Patriots, if you do it, 49ers, if you do it, Raiders, if you do it, Saints, we're going to get you.
My fam, listen to these comparisons he's making. The Patriots cheated. That was a advantage, not once, but twice. He mentioned the Saints with Bountygate. Fam, they had fucking bounties on players. How are you even comparing the two? How? They were out there literally trying to hurt motherfuckers and getting papered up to do it. He's trying to put that on the same level as the Falcons talking to a guy earlier that they were going to get anyway. This is baffling to me. The teams that he used, these were advantages on the field. This wasn't an advantage on the field. This happened in the offseason. Mike, he was leaving. He was leaving you. He was leaving. Under no circumstance was Kirk Cousins staying in Minnesota. Get the fuck over it, bruh. Get over it.
If it's one of the teams that we're going to look the other way on, that's when it's going to be the perception of, hey, this is a pretty good deal. Maybe I'll do it too. You better be careful if you're one of these other teams. Look at what happened to the Dolphins. They didn't even get Tom Brady or Sean Payton, and they lost a first-round pick and a third-round pick. And the owner was suspended for months because of it. The Chiefs lost a third-round pick.
Wait a minute. When we look at that Tom Brady deal, it was more than just that, fam. It was more than just them getting Tom Brady. They were trying to double dip with Tom Brady and Sean Payton. So let's go ahead and see. I hate the disingenuous shit, fam. I hate that shit.
They ultimately, I think, got the fourth-round pick back on appeal, but they lost a third-round pick for doing exactly what happened here, talking directly to the player during the negotiating window. So, look, the league gets very upset.
This player was also trying to buy into the organization. I'm gonna stop pausing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm sorry.
Set when you claim that they make it up as they go. But Shireen, I think the reason they get upset is because they don't want us noticing they make it up as they go.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. We're not the only ones that were surprised by this. As you said, GMs around the league, teams around the league are
livid.
Shocked and livid. And I was going to say, if I'm the Vikings because I lost Kirk Cousins or the 49ers because of the punishment I received for a clerical error, I am more than livid at this point about what the penalty was for the Falcons for what they did. Those two teams in particular. But yeah, there's surprise and there's anger around the league for the light punishment that the Falcons got. And I would think that the Falcons are saying, thank goodness, this is all we got. We feel good about this. It is a very light penalty for them. I know they're breathing a sigh of relief and they're relieved that was it. That's all they have to do. That's easy. Hey, we'll get the best quarterback in free agency for that any day of the week. And that's what they did, got away with it. And other teams have not. So yeah, I think,
Ma'am, getting away with it would have been not being fined or losing a pick at all. That would be getting away with it. We did lose a 5th round pick and we were fined $250,000. We didn't necessarily get away with it. Now, did we? Making the getaway clean means you don't give shit up. The Eagles got away with it. They made the getaway clean. We lost a pick and we lost $250,000. Don't get mad at us because it ain't to your liking.
It is a case-by-case basis, but they don't look back on what they did to other teams. Like there's no, okay, what was the precedent? They don't look back on that, which they absolutely should, especially for a repeat offender.
One of the first things you learn in law school is the importance of precedent, binding precedent, persuasive precedent, precedent this, precedent that, because court cases that are in almost every situation requiring an interpretation and application to specific facts. Where's it similar? Where's it different? You're guided by precedent. And you try to distinguish, well, this really isn't the same. The facts are different. And that's what lawyering is. That's what happens in cases like this, or at least that's what should happen. It doesn't happen. The NFL wants to make its decisions case by case with any and all factors to be considered, including how happy or upset is.
Fam, I'm about to turn this off because I can't. We got to soldier through 2 more minutes. But he mentions the law, and then he says that the NFL is basically doing this case by case. My guy, that's what the law does. Case by case. Precedent kind of gives a standard, right? But that standard is not always the same. It's not always the same. I can go into court. Somebody else can go into court. We both have manslaughter charges. That doesn't mean we're going to get the same time. I might get less time. I might get more time. There are factors that are involved in it. We have the same exact charge. But there might be things that happen. I might get off. So there's no guarantee that just because I did something and somebody else did something, the penalty is going to be the fucking same. So what he's trying to sit here and say is because the Patriots had Deflategate and the Falcons had this, Jay should get the same penalty. Huh? They're two completely different fucking cases. What the Patriots did, it was in a fucking playoff game. They were repeat offenders. And they were repeat offenders in actual fucking games. Not off-season stuff. Games that were taking place. That's far worse than what Atlanta did. And you can make a case that both times the Patriots did this, first time, both times they won. So let's get that out the way. And then they had a competitive edge. We pumped crowd noise into the stadium and still lost. You can argue there's no competitive edge there if we lost. So again, what he's trying to talk about, it don't even make sense when you actually put logic into it. Now he's talking about lawyering. Maybe that's what the Falcons did. Maybe they lawyered this thing.
Is this going to make the owner or other key members of the organization? And I look at it this way too. You know, some others in the media, and it's funny, there are other reporters who will try to instigate me to attack other reporters and say, can you believe they reported this? Can you believe they reported that? Shefty reported draft week that the announcements for the Eagles and the Falcons tampering investigations could be coming. And the league came out right away and said, no, they're not. 2 weeks ago, Shefty said they're coming. And they didn't come. And that, exactly, to me, tells me that there was some stuff going on behind the scenes to try to push this away from where it was going. That delay. Because the way Schefter reported it, I got the very clear impression the Eagles were going to get whacked and the Falcons were going to get it a lot worse. The Eagles got nothing and the Falcons got the wrist slap. And it might be that the Eagles got nothing to justify the wrist slap for the Falcons. Because if they were to hit
that would make no fucking sense whatsoever. That would make no sense. That would make absolutely, fam, it would probably be more
the Eagles for a 3rd round pick for talking directly to Saquon Barkley, but a 5th round pick for 3 violations, that would have been weird. So the Eagles might have benefited from this effort to give the Falcons less than what other teams would have gotten. But you're right. There's no consideration for precedent. There's no desire to be consistent. They make it up as they go, and they crave that ability. That's one of the reasons why they use the secret rigged kangaroo court of arbitration, with the commissioner ultimately responsible for resolving any and all legal disputes involving the team, the leagues, whatever, when employees who have those things in their contracts or can otherwise be forced into arbitration try to sue. They want to make the decisions. They don't want anyone else telling them how to do things. We're going to decide case by case what's best for us, or maybe what's best for me as the person whose employment hinges on the whims of 32 individuals, some of whom might be more involved than others in how much a guy gets paid or whether or not an extension to the contract is available. And I know that sounds cynical, but it's also very realistic. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so we sat through that garbage. Let me put my music back on, man. Again, I don't get why Mike is so in his feelings about this. I don't. It's not his team. We got your quarterback, baby. We got him. He was leaving anyway. You want to bring up Saquon Barkley. I think one of the major reasons why the Eagles probably didn't get hit is because they knew Saquon Barkley was leaving too. It's one thing if a player's staying there. It was clear that he was leaving also. This man is butthurt because Kurt went where the money was. And if I'm Kirk Cousins, I ain't even mad about it. Man, I'm coming off an injury. I got to make sure I'm papered up. Falcons looking at me, they talking to me. Let's talk turkey, baby. What you got for me? Listen, Minnesota's not going to give me fully guaranteed money. They've already told me that. They told me that at the beginning of the season. They're not giving me fully guaranteed money. What you got for me, baby? Terry Fontenot said, hey, listen, give me about a week or two. Let me come back and holler at you. Came back. They probably had this deal in place for a minute. And the reason why I'm not salty about it is the same reason I'm not salty about Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles. All these teams tamper. And Mike gonna sit up here and act like there's a morality clause. This the NFL, bruh. Ain't no morality clause. These GMs know the rules of engagement and they violate it every single solitary year. But we gonna sit here and act like none of these teams talk to each other. None of these players. Then they want to get me. Oh, they're repeat offenders. You know, the law, what the law states. Man, we see people get off bloody murder. We see people in courtrooms that shouldn't even be in court. Hence Johnny Depp. We see this all the time. This man brought up the law and precedent when it comes to again, I'm gonna stay on Mike Florio's neck all year. All damn year. You just made an enemy to stay with me, Mike Florio. And the fact that you knew that he was coming to us way before the ink got dry. How are you even mad? Man, let me pull up this. Man, cause I can't let him get off the hook. I can't let him get off the hook, fam. I can't. Hold on, give me a second. All right. So let's do this. And I mean, I'm looking at these videos now. Man, Mike Florio been on our nuts since Kirk Cousins was even attached to us, bro. Let's see. I'm trying to go back. Bike. Oh, you better. Okay. Let me see if I can pull this up. Give me a second, fam. Hold on, all right, they didn't bury this shit, man. I'm trying to find it, fam. Let me do this real quick. They done buried this. All right, let me use my filter. Okay. Jeez, they've done a ton of video. Man, they've done a ton of videos here, bruh. Okay. And I'm trying to. Okay. Let me pull this up real quick. We'll just have to go through this shit together, fam. All right. So this is from. This is from 3 months ago.
anytime free agency is involved, we can have plans, and Kirk knows, how I personally feel about him. He knows how our organization feels about him. I believe Kirk wants to be a Minnesota Viking. I do believe that. I've had some great dialogue with him pretty much weekly throughout the offseason, leading into kind of as we step foot in Indy for the Combine. But there's a process, Mike, that's got to play out. I think if for us to, be able to get to the place where we can come to an agreement, have Kirk Cousins as our quarterback moving forward, which is what, I would love to see happen. We're going to have to find that space, that common ground. But ultimately, knowing both parties want the same outcome, I do believe, I feel strongly we're going to be able to get something done.
Now, here's what's crazy work about that. Your boy knew he was gone at that point. While they were at the Combine and he just gave that whole spill, he already knew Kirk Cousins was gone. This wasn't a secret, fam. He knew at that moment he was gone. So all that he was sitting there talking about was an absolute lie. He knew he was gone.
That's Kevin O'Connell from last Tuesday. I can't believe it's already been a week since we spoke to him and 14 other coaches and general managers at the Scouting Combine. He made it clear to us that he wants Kirk Cousins back.
Big time.
I asked him, 100% unequivocal, you want him
time.
back? Yes, and I believe him. I believe him.
Been saying it for 2 years, how much he likes him.
Yes. Now, you can see that full interview, by the way, at the NFL on NBC YouTube page, and you can see it embedded with the post last night that suggests that the Vikings, despite the wishes of Kevin O'Connell, will not be keeping.
Now, before we go any further, fam, I want y'all to sit here and read this right here. Atlanta Falcons are team to watch for possible Kirk Cousins move. This was 3 months ago. This is Mike Florio. No, before all this shit came down, he wasn't even a Falcon yet. Before all this shit came down, Mike Florio was already on the horn talking about Kirk Cousins was coming to Atlanta Falcon family. Then he tried to hide and say, well, we didn't say that. And then he came back out and said, yeah, he's coming to the Falcons. This was all before the tampering.
Kirk Cousins. It's not final yet, but the Atlanta Falcons are the team to watch for Kirk Cousins. The indications are there. And maybe it's all part of the broader bluff to get the Vikings to.
Let me replay this.
And see it embedded with the post last night that suggests that the Vikings, despite the wishes of Kevin O'Connell, will not be keeping Kirk Cousins. It's not final yet, but the Atlanta Falcons are the team to watch for Kirk Cousins. At the Scouting Combine, he made it clear to us that he wants Kirk Cousins back.
Big time.
I asked him, 100% unequivocal, you want him back? Yes, and I believe him. I believe him.
Been saying it for 2 years, how much he likes him.
Yes. Now, you can see that full interview, by the way, at the NFL on NBC YouTube page, and you can see it embedded with the post last night that suggests that the Vikings, despite the wishes of Kevin O'Connell, will not be keeping Kirk Cousins. It's not final yet, but the Atlanta Falcons are the team to watch for Kirk Cousins. The indications are there. And maybe it's all part of the broader bluff to get the Vikings to increase their offer. I mean, if you're going to commit to the bit, you do things like, say, go check out schools that your kids will go to, or go find a house that you'll buy if you happen to buy a house within 10 minutes of the team facility, or start talking to, the guy who currently wears your preferred number about getting it. Those are the kinds of things. I'm not saying they've happened here. Those are the kinds of.
Let me stop. Did y'all catch that? He's so upset now. But I just want to play this again. I want to play that. This is why I call this fake anger. Catch what he does.
Or start talking to, the guy who currently wears your preferred number about getting it. Those are the kinds of things. I'm not saying they've happened here.
Wink.
Those are the kinds.
Fam, it's fake anger. It's something to say because it's newsworthy. But even right here, he's telling you that the Falcons are the team to watch to get Kirk Cousins 3 months ago. He's telling you this. And then he's insinuating here that they might have tampered. Where's the anger here?
Kinds of things that would indicate that a potential relocation of the Cousins family is being contemplated. Now, again, it's never done until it's done. And the Vikings could break up and wake up and come out of this fever dream and realize that Kirk Cousins will indeed find better elsewhere. And it could be too late. That was one of the vibes I got when we had Kirk Cousins on the set at the Super Bowl, and Mrs. Cousins was talking to Mrs. Florio, and I had a chance to participate in their conversation for a little bit. She didn't say anything
I want y'all to listen to this really closely.
definitive, but one of the vibes I got is, why do we got to wait so long for the Vikings to do what they claim to want to do? At some point, the human beings say, you had your chance. The other one, the ones in Atlanta, oh, by the way, where Cousins' wife grew up and her parents still live, they're coming after us. You're not. You're aloof. You're standoffish. You're daring us to go out and find another offer. Okay, we will. That's the risk you take. And that's where,
So this is Mike Florio, the guy that we just saw, angry because we got hit with a 5th round pick and $250K. This is him sitting here telling you that Minnesota was not going to give him fully guaranteed money. And Atlanta was saying, hey, baby, come over here. We got you. This is before he even moved over here. This is before we even signed him. But now all of a sudden it's, they tampered with him. When you sitting here knowing full and damn well that Atlanta tampered with him. Where's the anger here, bruh? How come you didn't come out right here and say Atlanta is tampering with Kirk Cousins? He's talking to one of the teammates about jersey numbers. How come y'all ain't talking about this? How come he's tampering? It's fake anger, fam. He knew at this time we were getting, everybody knew it, man. The thing is, people didn't eyeball it months in advance. But there was one guy towing the line in the middle of the season. I'm going to take a look at the boy. Started a damn little mini civil Falcon war when I took my victory lap. And yeah, part of that might have been my fault. I digress. But if I was Terry Fontenot, I was tampering with the boy when he got hurt. Because I knew coming into the season, when he was fully healthy, Minnesota wasn't paying him fully guaranteed money. I knew that. And I wasn't the only one that knew that. That was kind of common knowledge. So when he gets hurt, I'm like, yeah, they definitely ain't giving Kirk fully guaranteed money. It ain't gonna happen. And Kirk is about getting that bag. So yeah, I'm gonna kick the tires on Kirk Cousins because I saw the numbers before he went down. I saw the 18-5. I saw him being second in yards behind Tua. I saw them on a 4-game winning streak, beating San Francisco in prime time with no Justin Jefferson. I saw this. So yeah, if I'm Terry Fontenot, I'm definitely taking a look at him, seeing how my quarterbacks the last 2 years have been ass cheeks. Tampering be damned. So Todd says, Mark, can we agree the Falcons cheated? They broke rules. Yeah. I'm not denying that at all. Matter of fact, I don't care. I don't give a damn. Because I would have did the same thing. Family, they all break the rules. You think at the combine, none of these GMs, none of these scouts are talking to other teams about potential trades? Do you really think that they're not doing that? Honestly. Honestly. All these teams cheat. Every single one of them. And again, had Kirk not opened his damn mouth, we wouldn't be having this discussion. But that's neither here nor there, man. Listen, y'all go ahead and take that. Y'all go ahead and take that 5th round in that $250K. Y'all go ahead and take that. Minnesota be all right. Minnesota, they rebounded quite nice. But Florio, you got to get off our nuts, baby. You got to get off our nuts. We ain't even your team. Why you mad? You mad because you know we about to do some things over here. But don't get mad at us. Get mad at the one that left you. Get mad at Kirk. Don't get mad at us. We did what we were supposed to do. We threw Kirk that bag. And then we went and re-upped on another quarterback. So we double dipped. Kirk can't even be mad at that. So these other teams that are mad, I haven't seen anything like that. Matter of fact, let me look that up. Let me look up and see how many teams are furious. I'm sure not a single damn player gives a flying fuck about this. All right, so let's see. Sporting news. Vikings should be furious with NFL for doing Kirk. Let me read this real quick. Oh, this it's a Vikings page. Yeah, nothing to see here. And again, if I'm a Viking, I'm not even mad. He was leaving. They knew this. Tampering be damned. He was gone. Carlos says they only doing this because we're a major threat and it's undeniable at this point. Yeah. Oh, they pumped crowd. No, man, listen. This was back in. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Oh God. So this was back in 2015. Fam, we were 8-8. We were 4-4 at home. Apparently, it didn't really work. It didn't really work. That was embarrassing. More than I don't think anybody looked at it and said, "Man, we had a competitive edge." I think people looked at the fact that we were pumping fake crowd noise and like, why? Why? But to try to put that on the level of the Saints and the Patriots, when these were definitely competitive edges. And here's the crazy part about that. Even in places like, let's say Baltimore, Seattle, really loud stadiums. Seattle loses too. Kansas City, Philly. And these are good football teams. Philly was good. Kansas City was good. Kansas City was losing games at home. And we weren't even good in 2015. So again, it is what it is, man. Florio got to get off the nuts before the season starts. Country says some of my old co-workers was hating on Calais Campbell and said that he was going to be hurt by week 8. I just, the fact that we're in the media now, it's kind of a pro and a con, fam. If I'm being honest, it's a pro and a con. And when we start beating teams upside the head, you're gonna start seeing ESPN cover us a lot more, talking about how they knew, we were gonna be a good team. We knew that they would. Shut up. They cover teams that are consistent losers. They covered the Jets. When Aaron Rodgers went down, they were still covering the damn Jets. And everybody knew that the minute Aaron Rodgers went down, their season was over with. They constantly cover the Cowboys. When everybody knows what's going to happen in the play. Everybody knows this. But the Falcons, it's got to be some... They're all right. They'll barely make the playoffs and they'll get bounced out in the first round. All the negativity around us. But you mean to tell me Dallas is an odds-on favorite? Huh? So listen, we just got to shut up this year, put our heads down, and just stomp the shit out of teams. I don't even care about the media coverage this year, fam. I don't. They ain't been covering this for a while now. And now all this coverage, they tampered. They got a slap on the wrist. So? We talking billionaires here. Anything would have been a slap on the wrist. You find Arthur Blank $1 million. So what? That's hot dog money. That ain't gonna make a dent. You lose the second round pick. Okay. We still got Kirk Cousins. We still got Rondale Moore. Moving on. I told y'all, fam, when that happened, I don't give a damn what we lose. Because we completed the mission. We got the quarterback that we wanted. We completed the damn mission. Sometimes there's consequences to that. But in a sport like this where they're generating billions. Last time I checked, the NFL generates $9 billion annually. Let me go back and double check this. Because it might be more. Because I know they had TV deals. All right, so I gotta put this on the screen, man. I gotta put this on the screen. I gotta put this on the screen, fam. I just got to. I just got to. Now, fam, y'all heard what I just said. Boy, I'm off. The National Football League generated $18.6 billion. That's with a B. In revenue in 2022. The highest amount in league history. It was over $1 billion from the previous year. Bruh. $18 billion, bro. $18 billion. Because I know that the NBA is significantly lower. NBA is $10 billion. So the NFL's got the NBA by almost $10 billion, and they only have 17 regular season games, whereas the NBA has 82, plus the playoffs. Fam, you could, there's not a fine big enough that would have hurt Arthur Blank. So to me, did we get away with a slap on the wrist? Yes, slap on the pinky. But you know what that tells me? The football gods are finally being nice to us. Because we've been dealing with football abuse for decades. We get this one little break. Just one little break. And Mike Florio is ready to call in the snipers. Talking about other teams have been mad. Fam, I ain't heard nobody talk about, and I'm just being dead honest. I ain't heard no fan bases talking about how the Falcons this, the Falcons that. Anybody that looks at it will call it a slap on the wrist, of course. But then they move the fuck on with their day. Like I'm about to. So with that being said and done, fam, your boy is going to get out of here, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. The ones that rock with me, appreciate it, man. The ones who listen to this later on, hey, man, appreciate y'all. The ones that are at work, hey, man, listen, I'm sorry I've been MIA, man. I got life to do. I'll be revving it up pretty soon. But I got life to do, man. But I felt like I had to come on here and just laugh at the haters one good time. Because we still catching strays from 28-3. We catch a random stray every now and then. So yeah, I'm a crip walk on these haters with this. It didn't family. It didn't matter. We were getting Kirk Cousins anyway. Didn't matter. Rondale Moore. Who was really ringing Rondale Moore? Like, who was really ringing the bell? They act like we got Tyreek Hill or something. And listen, I like Rondale Moore. I think the boy gonna be a stud. But the NFL probably looked at this man and said, "Listen, just go ahead and take a 5th round pick. Let's just move on." Well, man, maybe we should penalize. Man, Kirk Cousins was gonna leave anyway. Mike Florio over here crying crocodile tears for nothing. We will see y'all in the regular season. With that being said and done, your boy is out. Peace.